It is now 6:41.
Now you're a minute late.
Don't rub it in. Don't rub it in.
Yeah, that wasn't nice. Well, the general evaluator, Bakari, is going to cut me some slack on that. I know.
Yes,
So, I want to welcome everybody to our June 18th meeting. Very excited to be here. It's almost the start of the summer. Summer starts on Saturday. I do want to call your, now I start coughing. Excuse me, attention.
Hey, Lisa, I did it again. I'm rusty on host skills and I muted you by accident. So I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm going to leave you alone after you unmute yourself. There you go. Sorry.
Okay, here we go. I do want to say that the Division D Toastmasters Leadership Institute, which is called a TLI, for incoming club officers and anyone else who is interested, so you don't just have to be an officer, is occurring on Sunday, June 28th from 9:30 until 4:30. There is a link if you go to the agenda that you can sign up. They always have great information you can share with other people from other clubs. It's a fun day. It's a long day, but it's a fun day. The new Toastmasters year start in January. Oh, excuse me, July. July is the new 2020 to 2021 officers, but we are not having a meeting on July 2nd because it's so close to the holiday. So we decided to skip that meeting and go into the next one. There's also an all hands on deck meeting for District 18, and that information is also on the agenda. And there you go. Oh, we do have a special club meeting that Beth is planning. She's chairing that up. It is the officer induction. Now, normally, if we weren't Zooming, we'd have a picnic. So I'm really going to miss that this year. That was always a potluck. And we always had good eats and good conversation. And Beth always brought the music, and it was fun. But we still will have, and we're trying to get, Beth is trying to get a special speaker too, right, Beth? So she's working on that. Now I want to go into greeting our guests. And please correct me if I've mispronounced your name because I'm terrible at it. Terrible at names. So I'm going to start with, how do you pronounce your name? Thoy?
Yes,
okay.
That's correct. Three.
Okay, so Thoy, please introduce yourself to everyone and maybe tell us why you're here or if you've been to Toastmasters before.
Hi everyone again, my name is Thuy and I'm originally Vietnamese. I have come to the United States 1 year before to work as a postdoc researcher at University of North Carolina. But after 1 year, I decided to move further. So I went to Frederick just 3 weeks ago to work at the Fort District. But right now, because the lab is still not open, so I'm just mostly working from home. But you know, from the beginning, I don't have a lot of things to do at home. So I'm quite free right now, and I really want to join the Toastmaster to know a little bit about the communities around here, because I was affiliated with the Toastmaster Chapel Hill at North Carolina, and it was a very fun experience for me. Even though I don't have a lot of time to invest into my public speaking skills, so it's still not very good right now, but I always want to improve it further.
Well, you are going to have fun here because we are a what, guys? A fun club. Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes. And then we also have Winfrey, right? You want to introduce yourself again? It's your third time, you say, but we'd love to have you back.
Yes. Hello, everyone. It's me again. And nice to meet you all. And actually, I have become a member of the Power Master. Because my friends are here and I wanna join you later because I'm now trying to juggle with those speeches, and I think when I can like manage all the things, I will join you as a dual membership. I'm not sure the time, but I'm sure that I will join you later. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Now today Anu's going to give us the inspiration. Let me find her. So take it away, Anu.
Hello. Today is my last day as the VPPR. When I first started my role as the Vice President of Public Relations, I thought our club has so much fun and a lot of energy, but it doesn't appear from the outside. So guess what I did? I started taking pictures. Let me show you something. Ta-da! These are all the pictures that I took for the past 1 year. It started all the way back when we were meeting at the different building, the AstraZeneca building. And I wanted to show people outside Toastmaster how awesome our club is and how awesome Toastmaster is. But not only for the PR perspective, it also benefited me personally, because by looking all these pictures, it reminds me all the good memories that I had, all the special events that we had, like speech contests or a special watch party that Jerry came up with, or a Christmas party and our club open house, and also all the awesome regular meetings. Even though our face-to-face meeting could not be continued due to COVID-19, my paparazzi job didn't end. I kept taking pictures, and this could not be done without all your participations. And I wanted to thank you and pay you back by showing all these pictures. I hope that these little gifts can bring good energy to you, just like it did it to me. And let's keep up the good works. Thank you. Back to our presidents.
Yes, thank you so much. And that brought a smile to my face. All those good times and all those things we learned along the way. Thank you for sharing that. I'm now going to turn it over to the Toastmaster of the evening, who is Srinivas, and he will guide you through the rest of the meeting. Srinivas.
Thank you, Madam President, Lisa, and thank you, for a wonderful inspiration. I had a film of tear in my eyes by watching or looking at all those pictures, and what a year that we had gone through. And my role as a Toastmaster today is to keep the agenda, call upon the helpers and presenters and hand over the control to them, and keep the meeting on time. If you were to parallel my role, I'm like a tour driver actually, going to 3 beautiful spots. First spot is prepared speeches, where you get to regale the wonders of human communication by palmy speakers. And the second spot is table topics, where everybody gets to participate and have fun by sharing their experiences, and it's led by topics master. And third one is evaluations, led by general evaluator, and where you get to hear back feedback and how to improve your communication and speaking, different aspects of your delivery. So I have helped a lot of helpers and we have, I think everybody is here today. So I'll start with Beth. Please, could you please help explain the role of host?
Yes, I one of my jobs as host is to spotlight the people who are speaking, and unfortunately I'm having a hard time figuring out how to spotlight myself. And I don't know why I think that's so funny. All right, I think Unu must have helped me. Thank you, Unu. So, as the host, I'm responsible for technical support to make the meeting flow smoothly. At the beginning of the meeting, I share the meeting agenda through chat, so I've already done that. If anyone joined after I shared it, you won't see it, so just go ahead and chat me and I'll reshare it again. It's a PDF file. If you join by phone, you may not see the attachments like the agenda. I will also share links to the sign-in sheet and the online blue folder for guests. And during the meeting, I operate the mute and the spotlight controls to make sure the speaker is shown on the stage and not being disturbed. I'll also send out a poll after the evaluation session so that we can all vote for best speaker, best table topic, and best evaluator. Please note that shifting speakers takes a little bit of time, so I encourage you when you take the stage to pause for a moment before you actually start to speak to make sure that you're spotlighted and unmuted. Also, when you are the speaker, please, switch to gallery view so that you can see the timer. Thank you.
Thank you, Beth. And the next helper is grammarian. Lisa, could you please explain the role of grammarian and also Wizard of Oz? Yes.
Yes, thank you, Srinivas. Today I am combining the grammarian along with the counter, and with the grammarian, I am looking for proper use of language, conjugating your verbs properly, and opportunities to improve upon diction so that we can learn from our experiences. Because sometimes when we're speaking, you think you're saying one thing, but you're not aware of it. So this calls attention to it in a very nice and loving way, by the way. Also, we have the word of the day. Now, I know sometimes we haven't been using the word of the day, but I love words. Beth and I both love words. You can call those wordsmiths. So today, the word is palmy. Yes, like a palm tree, palmy. It means flourishing or marked by prosperity. And I can use that in a sentence. The Palmy Club 1082 is appreciated by its members. It was first used with this meeting by Shakespeare in his play Hamlet. So when you use these words, you're also speaking history, which I found immensely intriguing. The odd counter is counting the words and calling attention to filler words, but, so, that's my favorite, so. So I'll be doing that, see, I just said it, so. And then I'll be informed about it already. And Tom sent me a message and said, how did Srinivas know the word? Well, we were chatting before and I was so excited about the word. I shared it beforehand because words get me excited. Okay. I'm a nerd. Back to you, Srinivas.
Thank you, Lisa.
Uh-huh.
And the next helper is timer. Andrew, could you please explain the role of timer?
So in this role, I'll be keeping track of the time for each speaker, and for the prepared speech, of course, there's only one this evening, but in those speeches, it is 5 to 7 minutes. So when it gets to 5 minutes, I'll hold up. I have a little green card. I'll stick it in the camera there. And when it gets to 6 minutes, the middle point, I'll stick up the yellow card. And then at 7 minutes, you'll see the red card. I feel like we're talking about soccer. But, when the red card is displayed, that means it's time to wrap it up and put a bow on it. And for the table topics, those are 1 to 2 minutes. And so you'll see the same sequence starting at 1 minute. You'll see green, 1.5 minutes. You'll see yellow, and 2 minutes, you'll see red. And for the evaluators, that is 2 to 3 minutes. So at 2 minutes, you'll see green, 2.5, you'll see yellow, and 3 minutes, you'll see red. And also, just like Beth mentioned, make sure that before you start to speak, if you're doing the prepared speech, a table topic, or an evaluation, just make sure that you can see me in your display so that you can actually see the cards when they go up. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. All right, here I drive you to the next beautiful spot. The prepared speeches. And after prepared speeches, I forgot to mention that there's going to be a short break, about 5 to 8 minutes. So we can socialize again. If you have any questions, you can ask. So without further ado, please welcome Jerry for his speech titled Ambassadors Save Penn Stateaholics. And let me read the introduction of that speech. At this stage of Jerry's path, he has been tasked with leading a project that reports to a committee. Jerry has selected his project and formed the committee. He now has to tell us what his plan and vision is. And this is from his Pathways Innovative Planning, Level 5 project, High Performance Leadership. And here again, Ambassadors Save Penn Stateaholics. Please welcome Jerry Stevens.
Hello, my name is Jerry Stevens, and I'm a Penn Stateaholic. I graduated from Penn State in 2001. I'm a lifelong member of the Penn State Alumni Association, president of the local alumni chapter, active member of the fraternity I joined while at Penn State, and an avid Penn State Nittany Lions sports fan. I was last in State College over 12 months ago, and I'm experiencing extreme withdrawal. This is the life of the average Penn Stater. To the Penn Stater, Penn State is much like social media. If you think of the Penn State Alumni Association as Facebook, the local alumni chapters are a little bit more like Instagram. They experience some problems because they're dwarfed in size by the greater Penn State Alumni Association. And there's that connection. Facebook owns Instagram. The local alumni chapter has a dotted line affiliation with the greater Penn State Alumni Association, which leaves Penn Staters sometimes a little bit confused. They're wondering how it relates to them and what they should get involved in and what they shouldn't. And they're expecting some more synergies than are currently there. It causes a problem with them finding life balance in their Penn State life. With the help of Toastmasters, I've formed a committee to oversee a project that aims at solving this problem. My plan is to clearly define the problem, present a solution, work together as a team with the committee in order to refine the solution and bring it to life, and then evaluate the results. My vision is to create a local Lion Ambassador program. The Lion Ambassadors at Penn State are famous. They are often the very first contact that you have with the university when you go on your student tours. They're known for walking backwards, being the tour guide. Here's the Nittany Lion, exuding that Penn State pride and having that permanent welcoming smile. I envision a local Lion Ambassador program greeting our guests, engaging that guest in conversation to get to know them and help them determine how the local alumni association best fits into their life without overdosing on Penn State. I also envision the local alumni association using the tools that we use to reach out to our members and communicate with our local fan base. I'd like them to enlist them in our MailChimp account so that they can be communicated with how and when they want to be communicated with in the topics that interest them. And finally, I'd love to see the local Lion Ambassadors take the information they learned from that initial meeting and make a warm introduction to another Penn Stater that might have some commonalities with that individual so that they feel like they just met somebody they've known their entire life. Heaven knows they probably drank at the same bars, ate at the same restaurants, and hated the same cafeteria food. At the conclusion of this project, I'll let you know how the rest of the plan played out and share what I've learned about my own leadership style by way of the 360-degree evaluation that all the committee members have agreed to share with me. I can't wait to get to work saving palmy Penn Stateaholics and growing the local alumni association. Turn it back over to the Toastmaster.
Thank you, Jerry. Wow, initially I thought you were crying in some point. All right, at this time, we're gonna take a short break. Then we're gonna reconvene at 7:10, so 6 minutes. Yeah, if you have any questions, if you want to share anything, unofficially, you can talk anything you want now. Mute yourself if everybody's muted, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, there is no unmute all anymore. I think it's because there have been some changes to Zoom, possibly, maybe, Unu.
Oh.
There is no unmute all, and I noticed that when I hover in gallery view, almost everybody is asked to unmute, so I can't force an unmute on anybody, whereas it used to be a mixed bag.
Oh, that's
just
true.
unmuted myself.
It changed.
It changed, yeah. So everybody, please do unmute yourself if you want to applause, to clap after each speaker. That would be fine if you want to unmute.
We unmute. Okay.
And then we'll figure out if there's, a new setting we can set up when the meeting is scheduled that allows us to automatically unmute you. But for right now, I am unable to do unmute all. I have a mute all, but I don't have an unmute all.
Yeah.
But at the last meeting,
did you change your background? Do you
Yes,
have
I did. Inspired by Jerry.
Inspired by Jerry.
Hey, Beth,
That was hysterical, by the way, Jerry. That was so funny.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
The beginning of that was really good.
Well, that's the one thing about Pathways is sometimes you have to give a speech about something that seems like it might be dry, and you have to find ways to not only make it not dry and interesting, but relatable to somebody who isn't a Penn Stater. You know.
That's very good.
Hey,
Is that a word, stateaholic?
No, no.
You can put a holic on the end of anything, but don't expect to find it in the dictionary.
Well said, Leanne. Jerry, you had a question?
Yeah, I wanted to just talk a little bit more about the unmuting problem. Last meeting, I was running into similar things, and I just decided as host to only mute lines that were giving feedback.
Mm-hmm.
So it might just speed things up instead
Leave
of
people unmuted. Yeah, we can do that. Sure. But my frustration was though. Oh, it looks like everybody's muted. Someone did a mute up now. Leanne,
No,
were
we're
you
not
talking?
muted.
Oh, you're okay. Good. I saw your lips moving.
Aaron's the only one muted.
Okay. Yeah. So
So is Andy.
I'm fine with people staying unmuted, and then if I hear noise, I will figure out where it's coming from. And because usually what happens is when you're unmuted, you pop to the top of the list, and I think if you start speaking, that also pops you to the top of the list. So if your microphone picks up noise that we hear, I think you'll be near or at the top of the list. So we can all stay unmuted. If I hear some noise, I will mute someone. I'll find out where it's coming from and I'll mute. The issue I have is that there's no way for me to now unmute everybody so that we can hear applause. Used to be able to do that, now we can't. So I have to rely on you guys to, if I mute you because there's noise, unmute yourself later if you want us to hear your clap.
By the way, Lisa, I almost used pithy. I wanted to, but I thought 2 words of the days from various weeks, especially P words, would have.
I know. I'm into P words this week.
Yes.
So, or the last couple weeks.
And Jerry's very good about throwing those words of the day in.
That's true.
I know he is. He's very good.
very
Well,
good at that.
Srinivas has done it also.
Yeah, Srinivas is good.
Yeah,
at
he
it.
used to before it was even introduced, and it really blew Tom's mind.
I know. Like, holy cow, how did he learn that? But it's kind of words he usually used, yeah.
I like how Tom is very centered on his back wall tonight. It's very uniform. He's very centered in all his stuff.
He's not having to share his.
He's
not having to share his space with me or anyone.
I like his space. There's a lot in it, but it's very organized. I like looking at his space.
I thought you said you like his face.
I like that too. He's got such a happy face.
The organization is the only way I can maintain my sanity in this crazy world in which we live.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah,
and I'm just thinking about living with Beth and the cats. Oh, you guys. Oh, yeah, that's even worse.
Ouch.
I know.
Are you messy, Beth?
A little bit.
A little bit?
Not bad, really.
We have 1 minute left.
Thanks, Srinivas. Little bit.
A little OCD never hurt anybody, because I'm a bit that way.
I'm a
My
paradox.
boss calls me OCD, but in a good way, he says. He always clarifies in a good way.
Yeah, that's attention to that translation is attention to detail. I'm a paradox. I'm OCD and messy at the same time. Don't ask me how I manage that.
It's CDO,
Personal
by
and professional. Separate.
It's
Tom, you had a
CDO,
joke?
by the way, Leanne.
It's what?
CDO. That's OCD in the right order.
Oh. Alphabetically.
I'm too tired. I can't think about that.
Excuse me.
Jerry has a quick
There's
question.
of us on the main stage.
Hello? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, that's a question for Jerry before the evaluation. Does your hat have anything to do with Penn State?
Yeah, the S is per state. And the back has the state.
Okay. All right.
And my hair is
just
long not to wear a hat, so.
Hey, did you get your hair cut
I
yet?
mean,
No.
I was just expecting a P for Penn State, so I didn't expect
Me
an
too.
S.
Yeah, me too.
All right. That helped with the evaluation.
I'm very curious.
All right, we are up. If you can unmute everybody, please go ahead, mute everybody.
She just said she wasn't going to.
If there's noise, I'll mute. You're up.
Oh, okay. All right. All right, next stop is table topics, where everybody can join. To run this section of the meeting, please welcome Lian Nizari.
It is very nice to hear the applause instead of just seeing them. That's always one of our most special parts of our meeting, to get that appreciation. Yes, I am your Table Topics Master, and Table Topics is where we practice our impromptu speaking, where you have to think on the fly, or at least you don't get a whole lot of time to prepare what you're going to say. Fortunately, you only need 1 to 2 minutes to do a table topics. It's not like you have to try and think of something for 7 minutes to talk about on the fly. And this section is also for guests. Guests can join in. And in this virtual world, the way you volunteer for table topics is you say that you want to do it in the chat. You put it in the chat for everyone and say that, you know, you're up or you want to do it. And I'll pick the first one that comes up. So my theme this week is about everything opening, or a lot of things opening back up again. We've all been kind of stuck in our homes for the last 3 months, and we're kind of getting a little excited, or maybe some of us are getting a little nervous about things opening up. I know for myself, with restaurants opening back up, I have, my son and I are going to Caciques this weekend downtown because they have blocked off Market Street on Friday and Saturday and Sunday. So the restaurants can have outdoor seating. Now I've talked to a friend in Gettysburg. We meet at the Panera's or Gettysburg Family Restaurant. Then we talked about, we're not ready to eat inside a restaurant yet. So we're gonna put that off for another month. So we have some questions about that. And type me if you want. Okay. Somebody put something in there already. So my first question is, I don't mind reading the questions first. Are there any changes or habits you have been forced to embrace that you would like to keep going after these 3 months? That you would like to keep going? Anybody? I can choose somebody if nobody wants to volunteer. So who doesn't have?
I'll volunteer.
Okay, Bakari, go ahead. Do you want me to read it again?
No, that's okay. I think I'll give you my best shot here. The way I see this whole pandemic thing, for me, it's more of a reset for the entire world and the entire universe. This is something that has affected the whole world. If somebody had told me sometime in January or in February and kind of like written an essay or described to me how things are going to be, I'd have said, you're just being crazy. That's not true. But what I have learned from all this situation, and I'd like to carry forward, is being a minimalist. It's amazing how much little you can get by with. I don't need so many pairs of shoes, so many pairs of clothes, nice cars. I mean, there's so many other things that you can do. And you actually realize you save more money. You spend more time with my loved ones, which is really nice. Also, the environment has actually gotten cleaner. In my neighborhood, I've also seen that families are out in groups, walking, not in groups, but in families. You'd see the mom, the dad, and the kids out there walking. But the main thing that I would like to carry out of this is that I gotta realize, okay, but Carrie, I don't need all this extra stuff. This is what I need, and this is what I'm going to use moving forward and not waste. So that's my takeaway from the whole pandemic. I guess that's a win. Thank you.
Ari, I totally applaud that. I live minimalistically myself, and I love it. I find it very calming and peaceful. My next question is, what events are you looking forward to attending in the future? If you're planning on attending anything in the future, are there anything that things have been rescheduled for you that you're looking forward to? So anybody want to jump in? Anybody want to?
Andrew.
Yes.
Oh wait, Andrew. Thank you, Andrew. Go ahead. Andrew, you need to unmute yourself.
All right. So, 1 second. I need to time myself. Okay. So one thing that I'm looking forward to getting back to once this is all over, whenever that happens, is going back to the improv classes that I was doing at the Maryland Ensemble Theater down on Patrick Street. That was every Monday evening, and it was a group of about 15 people, and it was a whole lot of fun, and it was a really new experience for me. Something that I only got to get about halfway through, because I think in total it was supposed to be maybe a 3 or 4 month program. But we obviously had to stop in the middle of it. But that was something that I really looked forward to every week. You know, it actually helped with Toastmasters, because you're in front of people, you know, performing, and Toastmasters isn't very different than that. So it's something I did to kind of help to push myself in respect to, you know, performance anxiety and just being more comfortable in front of people. So, and it was also a lot of fun, a lot of laughs, a lot of good times with that group of people. So that's something that I definitely miss, and I look forward to being able to do that again once this all ends. So thank you.
That does sound interesting. I might ask you about that when it starts up again. That sounds like it could be fun. Another question I have, let me see here. Now that like things are opening up and people are traveling, I know a lot of vacations got canceled. Mine certainly did. I was supposed to meet my daughter in in Charleston, South Carolina this month. So, but she's hoping to come home the end of August, so that'll be nice. Does anybody have any vacation plans? Any place they're traveling to? Or if they're unwilling to travel, they're just not comfortable about it, why? Tom, do you want to take that one, or Beth? Beth just chimed in. I know Tom wanted to take the other one.
Either way, I know Beth loves to talk about travel, so
I was just typing the question. I was not volunteering.
Oh, she throws me off when she keeps typing in the chats.
Sorry.
So Tom, you go take it.
She's so busy. Okay, I'll take it. Travel in the age of COVID-19. It's always very frustrating. We had planned on going to Paris for the Toastmaster International Convention. That would have been very exciting. I know Beth has been there, but I have never been there. The family was going to go. I was going to enjoy a fresh croissant. The smell of the baking bread and the butter. Oh. So that was probably the motivation for me going. Well, no, okay, I wanted to go to the Toastmaster event as well. But we had to put it on hold. What I'm frustrated by is the whole plan of reopening. Everyone is very excited about phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. And I'm just a little confused because nothing has really changed. The virus is still there. There's no real treatment. There's no vaccine. So I'm very hesitant to actually embrace the whole, let's jump into phase 3 and things go back to normal. We had a big event planned with the drone team that I mentor to go to Muncie, Indiana. And as a matter of fact, that organizer just reached out to me and said, do you still want to go? We can give you hand sanitizer. Well, that's great, but how do I get there? Where do I keep the kids? Hotels, restaurants, all these other things that people aren't really considering. So as far as travel goes, I'm looking forward to it, but we're just being cautious. I think hopefully in 2021, I'll get to see all of you maybe in Paris. But for now, I'm just going to have to travel in my own mind.
I love you, Tom. I love it when you take the stage. You're so entertaining. I believe according to the agenda, that's all the time I have. So we'll turn it back to...
One more. You can.
One more. Okay, one more. Yay. Okay, so I've heard a lot of people that are stuck at home have done house projects, either cleaned out, painted, whatever. Has anybody done any house projects? Either excited or boring, we'll take either. But I'd love to hear what you've done. And anybody want to take that? House projects? Nobody's done any house projects.
Oh, you got one
Jerry.
from Jerry.
Where?
Jerry.
Jerry. Oh, okay. Jerry, take it.
I'm no stranger to house projects. A little over a year ago, my basement flooded, and my 5-year-old son and I repaired it ourselves. And with COVID-19, we've had the opportunity to pull out the saw, get out the paint, and do a little project together. The project that we did was to install a wraparound shelf in the laundry room. And the image in my mind that I carry with me is so clear of my son helping with that. We painted the primer outside, and a primer, if you haven't ever used it with a 5-year-old, is the perfect example. It's a perfect opportunity to let them mess things up, and it doesn't matter. Primer is such thin paint, and it dries so quickly that he could pool it, and it wouldn't make a major impact. So I had this 8-foot piece of wood out in the yard, and he had his brush. He's just literally glopping it on, putting it in about a 4-inch area of an 8-foot, foot piece of lumber. And the neighbors are watching, they're coming over, they end up bringing wine and social distancing, watching us. And, that is what I hope that we all get to take with us from COVID, are those experiences, those home projects, and all of those special times that we've spent together that we may not have done prior to COVID. Thank you, Leanne.
Now am I turning it back to you, Srinivas?
Yeah, let me ask you, everyone, Madam President, because there was only one speech and we're supposed to end at 7:46. Do you want to keep this on time, or can we go until 8 o'clock and have a couple more opportunities for table topics?
Well, I don't have any more questions. I'm reading the agenda, and it says general evaluator, 7:23 p.m.
No, I know that. I know that. There was only one speech, right? That's why this whole thing is shrinked. So I'm just asking President to if there's something that, if anyone wants to volunteer from guests or anyone else, then I'll let, otherwise I'll move on. Right now. Okay.
So I may volunteer to answer the question that you asked Tom about the travel plan.
Okay.
Okay.
Because it was inspired by your answer, Tom, about Paris. I have been living in Paris for more than 6 years and a half, and that is like my second country. So when you mentioned about Paris, you want to go there to enjoy fresh croissant and everything else. I just want to tell you that there's not just fresh croissant. There's a lot of things in Paris, and especially about cakes that you can enjoy everywhere. When you just go out on the street, you just go to a small bakery shop and you can buy the most, I think the most delicious croissants and baguettes and everything that you can find there in Paris. So I really hope that you can go to Paris next year, and I'm sure that would be the most wonderful experience that you can have. I'm not sure if you like something really crowded, because Paris is really crowded. So what I have from other persons they don't like about Paris is because it's too crowded. When you get into the underground, the subway, there's so many people and it smells not, it doesn't smell very good. so that's a bad experience for tourists. So I just want to warn you, if you go down to the subway, you smell something, that's for sure. But if you go up on the street and you can enjoy good food and really beautiful sightseeing. So just what my experience, because it's like my country. So when someone wants to visit, I really want to introduce something. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Thai. You saved me, because I was watching Leanne and then she said she doesn't have any questions, and then Thai volunteered to have us speak on the next existing topic. That's great. Thank you so much. All right, we're gonna go to the next part, which is evaluations, and which is the most very powerful section of the meeting. And let me call Bakari Simba to lead this section.
Thank you very much. In keeping with the club's PALMI, the evaluation part is very, very essential. We all join Toastmasters to improve our communication skills. Jerry did a good job in delivering the skills. Erin was over on the side, just like the coach, watching and seeing what all the good things that are going on, what are the things that are going to be improved. And by having those evaluations is how we actually get better. And we do this in a very good way. So in order to, I'm gonna go ahead and turn the stage over to Erin here, so that we can hear an evaluation of our speech tonight. Erin, go take it on.
Evening. So with Jerry's speech, as many of you know, Jerry, have seen him speak a lot. We must say that he is a very palmy speaker, as well as giving a lot of palmy speeches. And it's no different tonight. And the beauty of it, I think it's important for us to know exactly what was required of tonight's speech from him. And I want to read his project because it really will give you a sense of how well he delivered it. So he was doing the high performance leadership. It's his first speech. And the purpose is to apply his leadership and planning knowledge to develop a project plan, organize a guidance committee, and implement the plan with the help of a team. And this first speech is for him to introduce his plan and vision. So given that assignment, if you recall his speech, he really did a wonderful job. He laid out very clearly what his goal was to grow his local Penn State alumni. And he had a wonderful start. Kind of got us all hooked because we weren't sure why he looked so somber and kind of sad. And that was really catching, very attention grabbing. And then next thing you know, he was saying, you know, he lifted, his spirit lifted, and then it just kind of drew us in to learn more about what he was doing. He stated a very clear vision as to what he wants to see for this alumni association in the local club. I was a little intimidated at first when I heard somebody is going to talk about things like this that you're not very familiar with. I wasn't sure if I was able to catch what he was going to say or deliver. However, he used great analogy using Facebook to represent, you know, the bigger alumni association, and that the local chapter is like the Instagram. I think usage like that really help people who don't know much about the school or the structure of alumni association to make it a lot easier for us to digest. So that was a great way to approach that. And he stated very clearly as what his vision was and how he is going to create this local ambassador program. And he lists step by step as to how he would do that. So he really fulfilled what this project was asking him to do. And it's a project that's not supposed to be finished. And he did end with that how he will later on hopefully will give us a report on how it goes. So given all that, I really think he did a great job. He even have a great background to go with the school. And it was very clear. His speech was clear and not too fast, not too slow, very easy to follow, great structure. If there's anything to critique, I mean, things that he could improve, the only thing I could think of was just two things. One is that about the hat. So again, I think for people who don't know, I just learned there's a difference between Pennsylvania's University of Pennsylvania and Pennsylvania State University, something like that. So I guess if you don't know that, you will associate, I just assume that the letter for the college would be P versus he was wearing an S. So that just, again, it might not affect people, well, it would not affect people who knows about the school, but it does give a conflicting kind of a message for people who don't know and wonder what that S stands for, because I was looking for a P. That's just a little thing. So that's the only thing that kind of took me off guard. And the one other little thing is he had a great start with that attention grabbing, you know, somber kind of a look, make us wonder what happened. But he did use the word Penn State holic, which is awesome, which is very interesting word. Attention grabbing again. However, that word to me is something very energetic, fun. So I would like to see maybe start with something fun using that word and then go into that sad kind of emotion. Just kind of give us that up and down. I think that would make it even more pop with the speech. But again, those are just two minor things. Overall, the speech was awesome, really enjoyed it, and I was able to follow it. And thank you very much.
All right. I think right now we're going to go ahead and take the opportunity to vote. Since we had one speaker, he did a good job, so all the votes go to Jerry right there. And then we had the table topics, and I must say I didn't put down the names of the speakers. So if Beth, you could help me out and sort the table topics. Good deal.
So
Thank you very much.
Of course, you should be able to see the poll now. The first table topic was Bakari, talking about being a minimalist, and thank you, Unu, for entering the data into the survey. The second table topic was presented by Andrew about going back to his improv class. The third table topic was given by Tom about missing a trip to Paris. The next one was from Jerry about a house project he did painting with his son. And the last one was given by Toy about Paris. And everyone is welcome to vote, including our guests. So we have 7 votes in, 8 votes in, 8 people have voted so far. We're looking for 2 more people to vote, and then we'll end the poll. Or if the last 2 people who haven't voted don't want to vote, we'll end the poll anyway. So let's wait another 30 seconds.
Beth,
Yep.
I could not submit the vote. I check off the names, but the submit button wouldn't let me.
Oh.
But so you can skip that. I tried, but it's not going through.
Okay. All right, Erin.
I think you need to click on all the 3 questions. You need to answer all the 3 questions to be able to click submit.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yes.
Okay, I see. I didn't see the good job. I didn't see the bottom one.
Okay.
Okay. I hope you got it.
Excellent. We are at 100%. Thank you for helping Erin out, and good job, Erin. We are at 100, so I'm going to end the poll now.
Next, we're going to go ahead and hear back from our help us get the reports back. Right now, let's hear back from Andrew with the timers report. Andrew, do you copy? Come in, Andrew.
You're not muted, but we don't hear you.
I think we're experiencing some technical difficulties here. Let's go on and grab Lisa for the grammarian report and our reports, please. Lisa, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you very much.
Do you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. Well, we had some people use the Palmy word. Srinivas, Jerry, and Darren. I don't think I missed anyone else. Thank you for using that. We did have some ums. There was a few, but they weren't in excess. So I don't think I'll list everyone because most people only gave 1 or 2, and I think that's really low. Andrew did use once, but otherwise it was great with the grammar and the Oz, the Wizard of Oz, excuse me. I did want to comment on some really nice language. Srinivas, I liked the way you framed the meetings with using it as a travel guide. That was very interesting. It was another way to get through the meeting. It was a different way of getting through a meeting. So I wanted to call that up too. And I'm handing it back to you, Bakari.
Thank you very much, Lisa.
You're welcome.
Andrew, are you ready to come on?
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
we can hear you now. Let's get the timers report.
All right.
Thank you.
For the prepared speech, Jerry was at 4 minutes and 55 seconds. The table topics, Bakari, 1 minute, 30 seconds. For myself, 1 minute, 40 seconds. Tom, 2 minutes. Jerry, 1 minute, 50 seconds. Doi, 1 minute, 30 seconds. And for the evaluation, Erin, you were at 5 minutes.
Good deal. Thank you very much, Andrew. Now I'm going to go ahead and evaluate the rest of the meeting. And I must say, from where I'm sitting, I had a wonderful evening. It's like a family visit when we come to these meetings. And just the platform that we have through the virtual meetings, it's great. I have to give great appreciation to the hosts, all the people that do all the work in the background to run the meetings. They actually do a very, very good job. Lisa, you do a good job introducing the meeting at the end, getting us all together after the chat at the beginning to say, hey, it's time to go ahead and start the meeting. You did a good job in introducing our guests. That's a really good job. That way they go ahead and feel welcome. The Toastmasters at Smash Universe, I think you did a really good job. And just as I think Beth mentioned, or somebody mentioned in the meeting, the way you chopped up, the creativity in dividing up the meeting. When you do that, you really capture our attention, and that's actually good. I like these things that it takes us from the routine to something new and creative, and that's good. I'd also like to give great thanks to Beth. I think she did a good job in spotlighting the speakers. It's not an easy job, but you actually did very, very, very good. And there's a lot of work that goes on that you do that we just see the results, but we don't see the efforts behind it. I'd also like to thank the helpers. They did a very good job in doing that. Andrew, you did a good job. Lisa did a good job in delivering the grammarian report. All right, Erin, I think you did a very good job in terms of evaluating Jerry's speech. What you did at the beginning, you reminded us the purpose of the speech, because after the speeches come at the very beginning, and then there's a time lapse, and then we come towards the end, and then the evaluations come up. But when you started reminding us the purpose of the speech, I'm going, oh, that's what the speech was about. And then you go into, okay, these are the goals that Jerry wanted to attain within the speech. And then you went ahead and dissected his speeches into the various parts that he had. So that's very, very good. It shows that you paid attention to his speech, and you had all the positives that he needed to go ahead and build on. And then another thing that you did a very good job. A lot of times we give positive feedback, and that's a very, very good thing. But he also had a few things that Jerry could improve on, and that's very, very good. So he's done a few good things, but he knows he has a little bit of work to do to get him over to the next level. So all in all, we had a really good meeting. I enjoyed myself. It's actually relaxing. I feel like I had a meditation session. So this is very good. I'd like to thank everybody for taking the time this evening to spend the time with us in this meeting. So this is very enlightening for me. I believe that as a club, we deliver value. And when you walk away with something, not only the camaraderie, but the intellectual capacity that you take away from you. Thank you very much. I'll go ahead and hand over the meeting to the Toastmaster, and that's Srinivas Vangari. If you put a B in front of his name, he'll sound just like my name, Bakari. I love that.
Thank you, Bakari. That was a wonderful feedback, and that you touched upon all the characteristics why our meeting, our club, is a Palmy club. Context of Toastmasters. Before I turn the control back to President, I have to announce the winners of today's speeches. And we know that best speaker is Jerry and best evaluator is Erin. Congratulations. And here comes best table topics. It's Tom May. Congratulations. With that, I'll pass the control back to Madam President.
Thank you.
Okay, take care, everyone. We'll see you in July.
Happy Independence Day.
Bye.
Bye. Be safe.
Bye.